Let's go.
Let's go.
Tom, do you want to kick us off? Or?
Apologies. I thought you were doing the video. I was sitting here quietly, patiently.
Do the intro and I'll cut into the video.
Rip a start. Hell yeah. We're getting better with age. All right. Everyone, welcome to the Potato Capital Poad. Joined by Sticks, Crypto Swiss, and Wonel. Wonel or Wonel?
Wonel.
Wonel.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
No, that's fine.
Oh, well.
It was like when I was saying at the start, I don't know why I was saying chair. I was just saying chair.
Chair. I think I was saying, I said chair. I said chair as
chair,
well.
and then like I heard him say, Daddy Che Guavabla, and I'm like, oh, it's Che.
Yeah, like Che Guevara.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Sweet.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Sweet.
Now we will roll into the intro.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
All right. So, I mean, we got a bit of shit to talk about on this episode of Poad. I think best place to kick it off is just with Celestia and everything that's been happening. 20 freedom bucks recently.
20 United States military-backed paper dollars. Let's fucking go. Yeah, the trannies, we're in full control at the moment. Taking over.
Yeah, it's looking bloody phenomenal.
Where's the take profit Sticks?
Oh, first take profit is $69 because it's a good number.
Yeah.
And also once you get out the withdrawal queue.
It's 21 days.
I had half my tier staked and I was like, maybe this is too much. And then so the half that I got staked, I like reduced it to like 10% of that. So now I think I've got like 11 days left. So hopefully it doesn't go to zero in 11 days.
Yeah.
Well, I'm yet to unstake any of my tier, so we're rolling balls to the wall.
I'm pretty sure like it's good to still have like a lot staked for airdrops. I think they'll like, I mean, you don't want to have like fucking how many I had staked, but like if you have like 200 staked or like 100 in a wallet instead of having like 20, I think you'll get more airdrop as opposed to like having the minimum or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. My plan like from I think early December, like I put in a calendar reminder on Australia Day for me to unstake. So that's the plan for me.
What
at the
day
moment.
is that? It's like late Jan, isn't it?
Yeah,
26th.
Next right. Friday. Yeah, next Friday.
So. Yeah.
What's the logic behind the Australia Day unstake?
Well, my thoughts were like majority of like the snapshots that would happen would be like at December. And then anything post December
as well
would be like FOMO and like would be sort of like not as good. So I figured that if there's any sort of price action that comes from people wanting to buy tier afterwards, I want to have the ability to sell it. So I figured that would get me to the end of Feb by the time it like unstaked, and then that would be March. And then, you know, the whole, if my sell in May and walk away scenario works out, then at least I'll be able to do that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm actually it could backfire completely. Like I could panic cheat and then it just goes to like $200. But if I had it staked, it like I couldn't be able to touch it. But I've always had my tier like not staked, and then but now I've literally gone 90%. In 11 days, I've 90% unstaked. So yeah, but I'm holding it.
Very nice.
We got a question here from Baselick. Alt Sol pairs woo. US long weekend to gamble, then doom.
Oh, please no.
What do we think about that?
Oh shit.
That would that's not part of the plan. But if that happens, I will delete my tweets. I'm just spot and chilling.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. I'm here for. I'm thinking like the first half of this year is going to be a bit underwhelming in comparison to the second half. I think it'll be similar as in October, November, will be like crazy in 2024. But I could be wrong. Sure.
Yeah. I guess like
Bit of
we've
a
got
snooze fest for the first half, you reckon?
Yeah, it might be a chop, you know. But but then now everyone's like thinking that because fucking we just nuked from like 49 to 42. I mean, some people just think we're gonna go lower. I don't know. There's too many opinions on CT right now.
Yeah, we've got like 98 days till the halving, or like 97 days till the halving.
I can't see how how that can be anything bearish in my. I'm mid-curving, but like I don't know. I'm pretty basic. I just think halving and think it's bullish.
Yeah,
Well, I think the mid curving is like kind of just assuming down only.
On the Crypto Markets Wizard podcast, one of I forgot who it was who was on the last one. I can't remember his name, but they were talking about Sats Dart's post about you like mid curve in your second cycle, and you're like left curve in your first, and then you're obviously right curve in your third. And I've like noticed heaps of people in their second cycle just selling way too early.
yeah.
And like that's like everyone in their second cycle just off the PTSD of
Wouldn't be me, no.
So like
literally everything I get.
This is like my second cycle as well, and like I'm not planning on selling yet. So hopefully I don't join the mid curve group. Yeah. Maybe I'm stupid.
My deepest fear is to mid curve it, and so far I'm doing a very good job of it. So I'm like, oh no.
I mean, we've all made mistakes in the past.
No, I've got good spot core that I'm very happy with. Yeah, it's just like these little things that I'm like, oh, if I didn't sell, like I've been very well positioned, and then been like, yeah, I'm happy with that, and then upon looking at a chart 3 days later, I think, oh, I'm actually not happy with that.
I mid curve Sol, so like that was my thing. We all went out for dinner, all of us, with Z as well, and Z pitched Sol thesis to us, and I was just like, Sol. To be fair, I actually thought Sol would perform this cycle, but I was not interested in buying it. So,
yeah, same. I was mid curving with like FTX estate. I was like, they're gonna unload heaps, bro. Trust me, it's a dump. And only to watch it just.
I was like the quintuple. That was like the Celestia mid curves when it was like $2-3 on its like first dump when it first released. They were all saying like, "Look at the allocation, bro." It's like
the fully diluted valuation.
Yeah, look at the VCs. They're gonna use you as extra liquidity. It's like, whatever, man. It's new and shiny. Who cares?
Yeah. Do you think we'll see the similar kind of pattern play out with Dime, or do you think there's going to be much more Dime and handing with it?
If we're in like an actual old season, like if this continues for weeks or like the next month and a half or whatever, like it'll probably just go up. There'll be like dips and shit, obviously, but I think it'll go up. If not, like if the old season ends, maybe it dumps a bit. I don't know. Hard to tell. It's at like $5, over $5 on the pre. I mean, they're not accurate, obviously, because they're really liquid, but it gives you a good indication of what the market thinks.
The pre-market for what's it called traded pretty well. Jito. Like it traded much lower than what it launched at, like post-release. So I think I think it could be good. But I guess like if like the couple things like that could like be negative, and Basilic just mentioned it before, was like the GBTC sells the redemptions from the ETF. Thank fuck that's over. I'd gladly never talk about a fucking ETF
I
again.
never want to fucking talk about another until the Eth ETF.
But that's definitely an issue that I could see coming up. And like the other one, like I'll just share this screen here a bit. And like the thing that like kind of gets me a little bit worried is like this distributive pattern that you kind of see on Bitcoin at the moment, where it's like done this like chop and then it does this like breakout, fake out, back down. And you've seen that happen here back in like November 2021, where it does that sort of breakout, fake out, comes down, and then just continues to downtrend. And kind of in this sort of pattern here in the May breakdown. So that like keeps me on edge a little bit, because I just remember this one so much from that period of time. So it's kind of like scarred in my head. And
I'm like cautious as well of like Bitcoin because obviously it went up a lot, but I'm too retarded to like sell at this point. So
yeah, same.
Yeah,
I didn't come this far. This has come this far.
Yeah, like I bought ETH at like 1,200 and TIA at like $4. I'm just gonna chill and spot until they fucking go up, and if they don't, well, fuck.
Yeah. What's that G quote? What's that G quote? Like you log onto this app every fucking day and you're still underexposed. Like
because you're a pussy. Yeah.
That was a great quote.
Yeah, that was an amazing quote. Yeah.
But
I'm very glad to never hear about Bitcoin ETFs again. Like,
as a reporter, Tommy, you would have been
fuck, dude.
Scratching your head all day.
All of the stuff came out after market hours in the US, which is when Australia's shift starts. So it was literally like we logged on like an hour early just to like fucking mayhem. And 5 articles in one day I got out on ETF day. I don't think I've ever.
Wow.
And it was all in this. We went to Sydney for my girlfriend's birthday. So I was writing it just purely from my laptop, no second monitor, in like this real humid Potts Point apartment. Very nice, but no AC. And I was like, oh, why? Why today? But no, got it done. Happy to never look at the SEC Edgar site, which they describe as scare quotes versatile. No, it's not. It sucks. SEC, do better.
So I've got to ask you there, Tom, because you would have had a very interesting week, and Swiss like took a big break from everything last week, so he didn't get to experience it. But you know, when the SEC Twitter account got hacked, what was that like? And what was the deal with the SEC emailing you directly?
Yeah, what the fuck?
So, man, what happened? This sounds awesome.
So it came out that like obviously like all the big publications ran with it, I think, except for CoinDesk, because CoinDesk were running a protocol of like they wouldn't do an article unless it showed up on the Edgar system. So Routers, Cointelegraph, Blockworks, bunch of others were like SEC approved, because it's the official fucking SEC Twitter saying that it's approved. So you're like, okay, that's a good primary source. We'll run with that. Anyway, emailed the SEC to get like a statement on it, and then I like publish a screenshot on my Twitter, and then I get an email from the SEC saying, "Hey, can you not put those comments public?" And I was like, "You're looking at my Twitter? Shit." So
that's pretty funny.
I was like, "Oh, I didn't even go like super viral or anything," and I was like, "Oh," but it was a little moment of like, "Oh, the SEC is looking at my social media account." Sorry, Gary. I do want to get Gary on the NGMI podcast though. That'd be great. I'm gonna keep bugging him.
I was like looking in my Twitter group chats and of like the fake morning, the one of the fake one, and the fake morning, the fake ETF. And I like have a group chat with like all my friend tech. My old friend tech users, like I just made one on Twitter, and one of the guys works in derivatives in New York, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, the ETF got approved," and this dude's like, "Well, it isn't showing up on my terminal, guys," and everyone was just like saying, "Bro, it got approved. What are you fucking talking about?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, but it's not in my terminal," and it just obviously it turned out to be fake, which is pretty funny.
I just love that like there was that Twitter post from Gary saying like, if you're going to trust any source, make sure it's from the official SEC account.
That was so good. That was so good.
But that's the hilarity of it all. It's like if you the best source of SEC information is the SEC until it's not.
Fucking not.
And the fact that they didn't have fucking 2FA enabled on the SEC Twitter account.
Fucking government like Twitter account.
And they even made posts about it, right? They made posts about making sure you have 2FA enabled. Like, the irony is just ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like
I
probably
can't believe
the one...
I missed all that. That's good.
As if the dude, like, I don't know. Okay, like, obviously, I don't fucking know if it was a hack or if, like, the intern just fucking did it a day early. But, like, if it was a hack, why the fuck wouldn't the dude just, like, say denied and just open 100x short?
Yeah, seriously.
That's what's really crazy.
Like, surely it's not a hacker. Like, if you're a hacker, you'd fucking want to benefit off it. Like,
well, that's what I think. I think it was just, I don't know. Like, it might have just been someone who tried. I do think it was a hacker simply because they were posting weird shit and then deleting it.
Yeah, true.
They were like, ticker BTC, not ticker Bitcoin.
He liked
the
account liked some funny shit as well.
Yeah, that was so good.
It liked some weird shit. And then it obviously came across the drafts and was like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Look what we could do.
Well, maybe he just opened 100x long, I guess, maybe. So,
yeah.
Probably benefited either way. But if that was me, I would have so done denied, and like maybe he just thought like he didn't have enough time to think of like a official formal post or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're relying on a hacker who's probably accidentally got handed details, getting in and just being like, oh fuck, what do I do? Like the SEC's Twitter.
Why couldn't he have just done like a ticker Bitcoin like post instead? That would have been so much better.
It would have been the best, honestly.
Just a picture of a sprotogram one saying ticker Bitcoin approved, motherfuckers. Let's roll.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So good.
Good times.
Fucking classic. Yeah, glad that's all over.
Yeah.
So it was a wild fucking 2 days.
Yeah. What do you like? I mean, it's off the back of ETF stuff, it's like, basically did make a good point in chat of like GBTC kind of needs to stop selling. Like you need to have actual net inflows across the board before you start seeing price action. Aside from that, what do you guys see as like the big catalyst for Bitcoin actually moving again?
If I were to put anything, I would think that this first week, like there is so many different mechanisms between each of the different ETFs around redemptions because of the whole cash redemption thing. Cash creates, should I say? And there's like, when you look at the prospectuses, there's stuff that some of them have like a T+2 clearing, some of them have X, Y, and Z, some of them have this other mechanism. So like the time that they actually buy and the time that they actually sell spot Bitcoin is different depending on like how they're trading to NAV. So I feel like we're going to need to see like a couple of weeks of this shit actually playing out first, because like no way fucking Mr. Fink tokenize everything goes and like does this only for it to like nuke for like weeks. Like, like dude's looking to make some money.
I'm more inclined just for it to range. Like obviously it might go up and down, but I think it'll just stay in a little pocket for a while. Yeah, I don't think it's going to like nuke hard. Don't think it's going to pump hard either until the second half of the year. But it's good for alts, gives them time to go up. Bitcoin consolidates. But yeah, I got no fucking idea. I'm retarded.
Speaking of alts, which ones? I haven't actually been looking at charts much this week at all. I've been on the content grind set. What kind of alts do you guys see performing really well in potential alt season here?
I literally just look at derivatives on volume on Bybit, and then that just like fucking tells me what the best alts are. The ones that are like constantly in the top like 10. Yeah. So like I like say TL,
Sui,
Inge,
Jito's had a bit of a run this week.
Yeah, Jito's gone up. Sol, obviously, Sol's always like third in volume.
Whiff.
Yeah, Whiff. Late longs got fucking wrecked yesterday, but I think it'll go back up. Yeah, just those ones, I guess.
Okay.
At the moment,
what are you looking at,
Swiss?
What about Swiss? What are you looking at? You've always got some like weird
Audi as well.
I've been looking at Beam.
Yes, we spoke about this earlier, actually.
DMT. Yeah, just trying to get a feel to see if we'll get much of like an ecosystem pump happening in like OP or ARB, considering they've gone up a little bit.
Yeah, ARB was doing a lot of volume as well recently. So
yeah.
What's your reasoning behind Beam?
It looks good on the chart. And
is there perps?
I don't think so.
I think there might be spot with Bybit and spot with Binance, but I don't think
It's like
perps.
Prime.
No,
They don't have perps for Prime.
There's
either.
perps. I'm looking at it on Bybit. Beam, USDT perps.
Oh, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Is
Load
it
up that
BeamX
leverage
or
bar.
I think that was the funniest shit. Sorry, just for a brief aside, me talking about there's whiff perps. And I was like, all right, time to break out the leverage button. And Wonel's like, please no. And Swiss is like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, guys, what do I do? Anyway, back to you, Swiss. I'm sorry.
I've just pulled out the beam chart.
Did you end up
Swiss.
100x longing whiff?
Dude, I put a bid in at like 22 cents and it got filled this morning.
No way.
It just nuked on Bybit perps. As one was saying, it's real dislocated from spot. So it just absolutely just Darth Mauled down to like 20.
Yeah.
And a stink bid got picked up. And now we're back at 32. And I'm like, I should have gone in with more size.
You've literally killed it. Like, that is probably one of the best outcomes you could have asked for.
Yeah, that's insane.
On a show up to a trading desk. What's your strategy? Stink bids?
It was 40% drop
fucking
this
high
morning.
leverage.
Yeah, 40% drop.
That's insane.
20 cents. It's crazy.
What's it at now? I haven't checked.
30 cents again.
Fuck, see, if you just put these, like, even with the flushes with, like, the main coins, like Bitcoin, like ETH, TR, like, all these ones flushed hard as on ETF week. If you just fucking put stupid low bids and they get filled, like, just an easy 50% on some alts. Like, sure. TR, if you, like, I saw your post, Swiss, it was like, if you fucking had a bid at like $9 on TR, like you would have been up like 50-60% in like 24 hours.
Yeah, I know, like you did. Yeah.
Yeah. I did a bit of 980. So, but when it got filled, I was like, hell yeah, and then it just kept going down. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, but TR never filled in that wick, which is like insane to me, because even Say came back and filled in some of that gap, but like TR just like went down, wick, and then it was like, oh, I forgot I was supposed to be going up, and it just like continues to go higher. And I'm like, oh my god, like there's
done that so many times as well. Like when if it does like a big flush, it just proceeds to like break all time highs. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
makes no sense.
On his podcast called it right. He was like, I think the trend of people just wanting to buy it to get free money is like a really strong narrative. And I think that would probably continue for some time. So in terms of like, if we get like an alt season or some sort of reversion after the ETF dump where everything sort of just goes up, I still reckon TR is probably going to be a good bet for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if the dime airdrop's like really good, just like intensifies.
If dime hits $10, then
dude, that'll be insane.
Then if you think about what, seriously, like if you think about what Jito did for Sol, like if dime hits $10, then the whole Celestia modular thing just becomes like gangbusters for time.
The wealth effect goes into the trannies.
Yeah.
What about Sui though? I missed that.
I know Z's been fucking around with that that L1. Z's been really like jumping in. Our Z, not for anyone listening, not Ansem.
Yeah. But no, Sui looks good. I think I'll share what Z was like sort of shilling to us the other day. But it was basically just the whole like, this is the Sui chart, like it's about to break its launch price high. And if you look at Say, it kind of is doing what Say did, like here, where it like hit its launch price high and then like proceeded to 3x. So like the thesis on the Sui thing is just, it's going to do the
copy
Say.
Paste, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I'm such a boomer at this point. Like, I'm just so like with the L1 trade, I'm just like I can't even be bothered with anything else other than like I've got Say, but like I can't be bothered with anything else other than like ETH and Sol. I'm such a boomer.
It's kind of interesting that like Aptos, Sui, and Canto launched, and then we sort of just skipped it all.
Aptos,
straight to Say and TR, and I was like, oh damn, like do we go backwards? Do we go check them out? Is there something there?
That's why I was so bullish on TIA, because it just launched at the perfect time. Like it would have been a bit weird if it launched like 6 months before or something. Like the chart wouldn't look good, and it might not entice people to buy it because the chart keeps going up. People are just going to think it's going to keep going up.
Yeah,
but
Basically just
that's
said,
like Aptos. I feel like if Aptos got fucking launched like when TIA launched, I feel like it would have been completely different.
Oh, way better. Yeah, basically said Aptos, if Dime releases Aptos at like one quarter, one half of TIA valuation, then he's going to ape big. But like that makes sense. I think like TIA val and Dime val should be the same. So
yeah, makes sense.
No, the Aptos trade was like the one thing that I did well in 2022. Is like an actual
that
trade.
went up a lot actually.
It was the most hated launch, dude. Everyone was like, "It's a fucking filthy VC chain. Ew, no one should ever use it." All the ETH maxis were like despised it. Yeah, and I was like, hated coin thesis.
Koreans jumped in and just fucking went ahead.
There was that Korean meme that was like, one Aptos is one apartment.
Yep.
Yeah, and so like they all like got into it pretty hard. It did 4x.
What was that shit? $3 to 18.
Yeah, 5x.
God damn.
Yeah, that was crazy actually. I do remember that going up a lot, and I was like, "What the fuck? What is this?" And then
got to feel the wick.
Yeah,
because it hit $100 on the wick.
So much harder. It would have pumped pumped so hard if it launched, as I said, when TIA launched. It would have been at like fucking double what it is, right?
Yeah,
triple maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that first week
is new shit. Everyone just loves new shit. Yeah.
I'm still holding some Sui that I'm very happy with.
Sui.
I think I messaged you guys about it, and it was like the bad news day, the last day of bad news. I was like, I'm gonna buy some because old L1 thesis, and I was like, not very convicted on it, but it's just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, sweet.
Such a fucking basic like trade, the old thesis, but it like works still.
But do you know what's so good about it?
Really well.
Do you know what's really good about it? It's like a literal video game because we've got like the Dragon Ball Z coin and now we've got the Pokemon coin. So it's like we're just rotating through these different video game coins that like become the mascots.
Funny. Oh no, I saw Z's like ape this, and it was like Vaporeon, the Pokemon. I'm like, what? The meme coin on Sui. I'm like, what the fuck?
So good. So good.
Yeah, no. I mean, okay. Next order of business that has to be spoken about is cute, chubby penguin.
Oh, don't get me started.
I'm so stoked now.
Yeah, Wonel would be more stoked than me because he has more penguins than I do. But nah. As a member of the huddle, I'm very, very happy about the pengusies.
The pengusies are doing well. That was a good pump overnight this morning.
Saw some dude, bought like, I don't know how many he bought. He bought a fuckload, and he already had like heaps. Wait, let me have a look in this fucking group chat. It said, right. I don't know, too many people are talking in it. I can't remember, but it was like the dude bought 20 penguins or something, and he already had like 40. And he hasn't used any leverage and like has never sold a penguin. And he bought more today. Like he bought like 900k worth or something today. I'm like, what a fucking Chad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Do you reckon Pudgy's got a flip inning in him for BAYC? Because they're at 40.
Hell yeah.
And BAYC's at 25. I didn't realize that Bored Apes were at fucking 25.
What do you think they were low or high? Too high or
Oh, I thought it was way low, like way higher, sorry.
Yeah.
Like I remember BAYC being like 100
70. Yeah, I remember they were like 70, like not that long ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, what was Ape's all-time high?
100. Oh, 100. Sorry, they were 150. But like, how much was that worth? That was worth like how many US dollars? Would it have been? Some of them were selling for like 750k or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 150 ETH, which max USD price was.
How can you not sell
$400,000?
Yeah, like for a floor one. Yeah, some of the rare ones are going for like $1 mil or $2 mil, like
dude,
easy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I love Jeebus's post where he was like, the flippening is just the start.
Yes. I saw him. He was just trolling them so hard. He's like, motherfuckers think this is a pump. And it was like apes up 2% from like 24.5 ETH to like 25 ETH. He's been so funny. I like Jeebus because like he's been so high conviction and like he can just bull post because he's like Ansem. Like he was like telling people to buy it religiously and like
I wouldn't be
like
in
now
Pudgies
he's
if it wasn't for Jeebus.
Yeah.
It's always good to see guys that like really bull post and just stand vindicated. And there's nothing anyone can do. It's just like, yep, okay, you've earned that, dude.
I remember when like it was 2021 and I'd only ever used Sol on chain before, like after being like BTC Maxi and then starting to like ape shit on like Binance. And then I started like seeing the SPF stuff and like started using Sol and I was like, wow, this shit's crazy. This is cool. And then I just like didn't really want to touch ETH. It just seemed weird and complicated. Anyway, like I saw on Twitter, I was at work and then like Jeebus is like, these are the cutest things I've ever seen. I don't even care about these as an investment. I just want to buy them. And then I saw that post and I saw the penguin and I was like, fuck, I need to buy this. So like frantically setting up my MetaMask and like no idea about ETH or gas fees or any of that because I've been using Sol and like there's no gas fees. And then like threw like $500 on there and then like failed to like buy multiple penguins and they were like all rare ones in hindsight and they were like 0.1 at the time I was trying to buy, but like the floor was just like moving so quick and OpenSea wasn't really good at like performing back then as like most of these platforms are now. And then like I tried to like bid USDC because I thought that's what like you had to do. So and then eventually I worked out what you had to do and like wasted like maybe 0.1 ETH in gas in like the process.
That would have been a lot back then.
It was like 3,000 something dollars. It was like the second like ETH pump had just started. And then like,
dude, I don't even care like how, if I'm like super rich cycle, 0.1 ETH is 0.1 ETH. If I like lose it, I just get pissed off on gas.
Same, dude, same. And then I bought that Pudgy for fucking 0.25 fucking ETH. And man, I remember like ran up to like $15,000 and I was like showing all my friends like, oh my god, check this picture out. They're like,
such a top signal when you like flex the normies. Like,
yeah, literally was. It was like literally the top. But
yeah.
I'm glad it's
just good seeing like it's good because like literally every other project has just nuked itself into the ground except for punks obviously because they're the best ones, but aside from penguins, but and the Pudgies have basically just been in a bull market for like the last year.
Yeah, I really
which is nice.
The old guard collections that have kind of done not done nothing. Like it'd be rough to say that, you know, Bored Apes haven't done anything.
Some were outright like not grifts, but like they did do a bit of grifting. Like, let's be honest.
And like 100%. Bored Ape was just like VC funded like marketing campaign. Like the whole thing with owning just a Bored Ape was that you made money from holding a Bored Ape. Like that was kind of the thing.
And you got like a ticket to cool events where there was no chicks.
Yeah, just pay 150 grand. You get to go to an event where if you want a +1, you got to pay $200.
Not legit.
The worst of the gods fucking events, dude. They were like peak cringe. I was like, there's no way these things are worth fucking. I think they were worth like 9 ETH at the time or something. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think I've mentioned this, but it is truly my most hated NFT collection. I can't deal with it. Like, no. And the amount of like, it's the only time that I'm ever going to like openly bitch about like a personality. Well, probably not the only time, but I really try to minimize it.
All NFT communities are like really toxic. Like Miladies are toxic. Apes are super toxic. The gods are just like fucking crying because they wish they never bridged to ETH. And then there's just penguins who are just like vibing, cute, like
legit.
Wholesome penguins. Like I've never seen like penguins argue on fucking.
No, I've seen a lot of bad shit from other collections and PFPs on the timeline, but very rarely do I see anything that I think like, oh,
it's literally just like apes and fucking the gods crying like D-Guard's crying because like Frank bridged at the bottom, and then apes are just crying because they were once worth 150, now they're worth like 20.
Yeah, I've never gotten the like the founder love for Frank.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what goes on there.
All he says, like, he just literally all he says, like, it's so weird. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to build a brand over those things, but but
those things,
those things, like, what even are they, bro? Yeah, like penguins are just cute animals. But yeah, all he says is like, yeah, I'm gonna provide utility. I'm gonna like, all right, bro. What does that even mean? Like,
yeah.
If someone were to buy a Pudgy now, what is there to look forward to in the future for someone who doesn't know much about Pudgy?
Mate, asking for a friend, Swiss.
Asking for
a friend.
Wonel can.
The best value that I've ever gotten from a Pudgy is the fact that I could use it as a PFP and that I get to join the community. That's all we need. But
it's like
but in reality, like the actual no word of a lie, like the community thing is actually been pretty cool. Like I've actually I wouldn't have met Styx and Z and all you guys had it not been for the Pudgy thing.
Yeah, Wonel was like one of the reasons, because like obviously I always liked Pudgies, and then Wonel was Aussie, and I saw he had a penguin, and I was like, fuck, these are so cool. Like, I've always wanted one, but I just, like, I was never into NFTs in 2021. And I'm like, he's Aussie. And I saw, like, a few other dudes who I like. All, like, some, like, really wholesome guys would comment on my posts. It's like, when Pudgy. And I'll just be like, fuck, I want one now. But I couldn't get, like, an entry because they just kept going up. And then the Azuki FUD happened, and me and Z just, like, it was good because Z also... Like, he was messaging me. He's like, should I get a Pudgy? I've never bought an NFT on ETH before, because he was like a Sol Maxi. And I'm like, get one. I just bought one. And he's like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet.
But in actual fact, if you want to look forward to something, like, I guess the main thing that's pretty cool is like he's not the founder. He's the dude that bought into the project. So he had to put his own money behind it.
He put $2 million of his own money. So he obviously wants it to succeed. He's not trying to steal money like other NFT projects with bullshit fucking
Luca Nets. Yeah. And he I think in the
he already had a background in what was his background? He had a
Gel Blasters and Von Dutch.
Yes. So he already had so he already was successful selling like toys and kids' toys and stuff like that. So he already had a background in it.
He worked on Amazon Ring as well. You know the door, the door thing. He was on that team as well.
Yeah, it's pretty
so
cool.
like he's done product shit a lot. Real switched on. Doesn't really believe in sleeping, so just kind of is mostly
love that for a founder.
Mostly just doing shit, which is good to see. And good. I mean, what in future? I mean, isn't there Pengu token as well?
That's like rumored.
It's rumored. Mm-hmm. I kind of suspect that maybe they won't do it, and the way that they're going to do it is by working with these projects that airdrop their tokens to penguins. Yeah, kind of like I think it'll be hard because
in the US you can't really launch a token, can you?
True.
Yeah, well, Bored Ape did it, but
but now the regulations are pretty strict. But I don't know how they're going to do it.
But. The toy sales he announced the other day, they've made 10 million from toy sales from last year.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's the thing. See, like he's generating cash flow like an actual business, whereas these dudes, these like apes, Suzuki's, they're just like fucking asking people for money. They're like Suzuki's, for instance. Like, I have nothing against them. Like, I think they're cool pitches, but like, they're just like, we're doing like, you got to pay 2 ETH for one of these elementals, and it's just like, well, everyone got rugged. Like, even right now, they've been pumping, and you're still down like 1.3 ETH if you bought them, if you did them in. Like,
yeah.
So, and they got $40 million from it. It's like, what are they going to do with that 40 mil? What have they done? Literally nothing. So, I mean, what they made a fucking 2-minute trailer. What does it cost? $40 million. And now they're announcing even more extra liquidity through a token. So I don't know.
I think I like the fact that the Pudgy founder bought in.
Yeah, that's the most bullish thing. Yeah, go on.
Skin in the game sort of thing. No, that's all good. I was just gonna say it's like skin in the game. Like he's making his own bet, like public.
Also, I think people underestimate like cute animals, like all these other NFT projects are like very niche, like the gods, like which normal people was going to buy a D-God? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
People like cute, like penguins, cute dogs. Like, people like these things. So, like, everyone I've spoken to, like a normie, like, I have a penguin, I have like a wallpaper of Pudgies. Like, it's just like I don't know who, someone on the team made it. And everyone would be like, what the fuck, what are those? They're cute. And I'm just like, they're Pudgy Penguins. So, I think people underestimate normies. It's like Doge. Like, people fucking normies bought Doge because it's like a cute fucking Shiba Inu. Like, normies will like Pudgies because they're not ugly mutant apes.
So, speaking of cute, Arthur Hayes has just announced via BitMEX that Dog Whiff Hat has perps on BitMEX.
Oh shit!
The hat stays on.
The hat stays on.
Holy fuck!
Oh man, it's so funny seeing Ansem just like go to clubs and just fucking wearing a hat and just like live streaming himself in the middle of a fucking nightclub at like 2 a.m.
Holy shit! The market just nuked on that news.
Oh no!
No, maybe not.
Did it actually?
Yeah, we've like pumped up to 34 and then like came back down to 30. It's so funny. Most volatile coin, I swear to fucking God.
But with Tom's entry, it doesn't matter. He's in a winning position.
Yeah, that's huge.
As long as he doesn't whiff it.
It's such a small like position. It was only a couple of hundred, but I'm very happy with that because it was such a foul. I was like, nah, there's no way this gets filled, but it'll be a lol. But yeah, the dog has a hat.
Yes, sir.
So the hat stays on. We think.
I think it's $1 billion coin easily.
Easy.
Like, how long did it take? It took Bonk like 2 months, 3 months to get there. I think 3 months.
I think if like Sol's looking pretty good now. I think so.
I think Sol will get a pump just based off the Jupe news.
Yeah, for sure. Just need my Jito bags to go up as well.
Oh yeah, you got the precious airdrop that not many people got. That airdrop was like the reason I fucking started farming. So like with Celestia and stuff, I'm like, fuck, I'm not missing another 5-figure airdrop.
Yeah, I think that was everyone's that was literally everyone on the timeline was like.
I think everyone like sort of mid-curved it in a way though. They were like, oh, okay, what's the next Sol one? It's like, no, you got to look to fucking other ecosystems that don't have like any attention on them right now. And like TIA was one of them because the token wasn't that high, but like there was so many airdrops coming. I didn't know any of the airdrops, what they were, but like I just heard there was a lot coming.
Yeah, I can't believe we got well, I mean, I didn't get in time for the Saga airdrop, which is the Saga XYZ, not the Soylana phone.
Yeah, the Soylana phone that you guys are making free money off.
Yeah, well, some of us are making free money off. And then, so like Saga XYZ literally has, I think it was like a month and a day snapshot period on TIA staking, which ended on like the 12th of December. I was like, okay.
I literally staked, I think, on the... Oh, actually, hang on. Wait, when was it? Did it end? 12th of December?
I thought it was earlier than that. I thought it was like the
I think,
first.
Sorry, earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no way. I think I already checked this as well.
Yeah.
I already checked this,
Yeah, I'm going to fud the fuck out of that token. Man. They didn't give me any free tokens, so it's a shit one.
Yeah, fuck that token. What's the other one that's coming out?
Manta.
Game?
No.
Yeah.
Because Manta's the other one that rugged us. They were like full making it sound like... Yeah. They were full making it sound like tier stakers were going to get like tokens, and then they come out today.
That is such a rug,
nothing to do with tier staking. Like, come on, guys.
Really? Is it confirmed complete rug?
Well, no, but it doesn't look likely that we'll get anything because we haven't got anything yet.
Yeah, okay.
And like their distribution on like how the token's going to come out was like a lot of different words to basically say initial investors and the team. And it was like more than 50% of like the supply was like initial investors in the team, but they like used like these different terms to like kind of describe
it was like advisors. Where was that? I saw that somewhere this afternoon, and I think it was like 20% for ecosystem /community. was the shtick.
I'll tell you what's been pumping as well, that no one on the timeline except for maybe Control Freak has spoken about, is Blur.
Oh, I'm in Blur.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess. A few Pudgies are pumping and everything. But yeah, Blur.
Yeah, well, I think everyone got horny for it too early.
Yeah, everyone just sold their airdrop like instantly, I think, as well.
Yeah, because if you look at the lower time frames around that period of time, I think it was gearing up for a breakout, and then I think the market corrected, and then the sell-off was like quite large, and then I think everyone gave up on it, and then now it's caught up, and then actually had that breakout. And so I think, like me personally, I tried to look to long that, and I didn't quite work out. And I think maybe there might be some other people that tried to do the same thing. But yeah, it's just breaking out now. So if you got that, well done.
I'm still holding all of my airdrops that I got from it, and I'm staking it with the blast contract thing. And
I should have done that.
Contract thing?
Yeah.
When is that like blast gonna? What's going on there? Is that like Feb? Yeah. So all those dudes who fucking threw their ETH. How much? It was like $1 billion or something.
Yeah, something like that. So I didn't put any ETH in it, but I did the whole like on Blur, like you can deposit your Blur to get points for blast. And so I've just put all of it in. Yeah,
Pac-Man, like he is very good at making people money. If you do like if you fuck around with your shit, he's quite good at.
And like obviously made a really good product. Like Blur totally really killed OpenSea.
Dude, what about all the dudes holding shit NFTs saying Blur killed NFTs, Blur killed NFTs? It's like no, it didn't.
It actually made them better.
Made them better. Like there's more liquidity.
Yeah, for sure. But
they can actually go up high now. What'd you say?
Blur sounds good. I like Blur.
Yeah. Well, anyone else got any other tokens they're looking at aside from the ones we spoke about, like the Says, Tia, Sui, Inge, Blur,
Swiss. What about any other Chinese coins?
What about
we
you?
Should be looking.
What about you, Swiss? Are you still running the Chinese, the ARB and op play, or are you?
I'm always.
I think it's primarily just DMT.
DMT
at the moment. Yeah.
I mean, it's gone. That went down a lot. That could do a very hated rally, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what's going on there. But pretty keen to see what Beam does. Maybe that has
Beam as well. Yeah, I was gonna actually buy some of that.
What does Beam do? What is Beam? Just for me that doesn't know anything.
I really honestly don't know too much about it, to be honest. I just know that they've merged with IMX, and it might be just like a GameFi play, if I'm honest.
It is a GameFi play. Pentoshi was talking about it. I think he has a lot of it as well.
Chart looks pretty good.
The chart looks quite all right. I think there are a few charts that are looking like that at the moment as well. I
don't know if I'll buy it, even though I want it, because I already have some Prime, and I don't know if I want to just keep fucking buying gaming tokens. I'll probably just have one, but it looks good.
But Chinese coins, maybe like BSB, BSSB, and Mubi, maybe.
Okay.
They're like centered around Audi a little bit, so that could be quite cool.
Yeah, but Audi's probably consolidating now. Probably goes up again eventually.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see what that does. But I am still just trying to catch up on a lot of stuff since I took my hiatus.
You took a week off, didn't you?
Yeah, so not too much across.
I've seen
it just BTC doesn't look that great right now too, from what I've just looked at. So I'm hoping we get a little bit of a move up, but it doesn't look too great.
Has anyone checked in on Welsh at all?
I did this morning.
I
don't want to.
I'll check for you now. Let's have a look.
I didn't actually buy it. God. I was just coping on the sidelines when it did go up.
So bad.
Not worth opening the chart, Tom.
Now. I did. It's too late. It's late.
So bad.
Yeah.
I was coping so hard when it started going up. I'm like, oh my god, this actually has
this is generational Welsh.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's just a triangle.
Like,
it's just a
if
triangle.
Everyone in the
boys.
chat get one except me, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
No, the chart looks bullish, man. It's one of those triangles, those breakout ones.
Bullish selling, bullish selling.
It's a falling wedge, bro. Don't worry.
As the ticker Bitcoin maximalists say, it's just bullish selling, boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was really upset about that actually, because that was one of my plays heading into the ETF, which I was like,
I am, dude. I mean, I have I still have some, and I was just like, well, like 3 months ago, I was a lot more bullish on it, and then when the Sol on-chain meta started, I was like, fuck, maybe I should cheat some. I still have some,
I think like the Sol shit is like flipping it. That was like the first sign where it probably wasn't the best play.
Yeah.
But I like came back to the chart and it was like there was like no reaction off the ETF news, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
it just sounds like a lot of traders have moved to the Sol fucking shitters. But
Yeah. Well, I came back to like an email that the Sproto Gremlins have like created a coffee brand or like coffee, and then they've decided to put their own branding on it. Yeah, because I thought it was like spam, and then I was like blue Sproto. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like maybe I went to a restaurant.
Did they get like the full face paint as like the baristas have to like full get the gremlin face? Blue face.
I think I'll post it in the chat so Wonel can bring it up on stream. But yeah, I looked at it and then looked at it again. I'm like, oh no, this is actually from like the ticker Bitcoin community, and I was like, this is so funny. Like, that's awesome.
The funniest was when they did like what did they do? They gave like soccer kits and soccer balls to like some African fucking. And it was just like they're like, "Thank you, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic and Inus." It's like, what the fuck,
dude?
My god!
Look at this.
That's hilarious.
Well, I gotta look at this. Fuck, hold on.
Blue Sproto coffee.
That's top notch.
Yeah, so I looked at it.
There's no way. I gotta buy.
And then I saw the image, and I was like, no. And then I found out through like the website that like, through the Twitter account that they ran like an art competition for it, and I was like, that's really cool. Bit
is
shame
awesome
about the price, but that is really cool that they're like making coffee, I guess.
That's
sick. God.
Yeah, nice.
I love it.
Speaking of coins that are I think good. Metis.
Metis. Ah, yes.
Metis. And I'm kind of looking at it as like a
Vitalik Mum's coin.
Essentially.
Well, the chart looks fucking amazing. So
yeah. It's
I like charts that look like this.
Yep. I only got in like recently, but it's like 620 mil market cap, ETH layer 2.
It literally looks like the tier chart. Just
Vitalik's mum's coin.
Like Vitalik's mum.
Like literally his mum's project.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, his mum's project?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Vitalik's mum started this project. Yes.
What's the name of this project?
Are you just talking? What do you mean? Well, is his mum autistic as well, like him?
Yeah, Vitalik Buterin's mum token Metis.
Oh my god. I did not know this. You can tell how much I've done my research before I just unload into projects.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I don't do much research when I fucking ape a coin.
Oh my god. Okay,
so what? $6.
Literally,
that's his mum.
That's incredible. I thought you were just talking shit, Wonel. I was like, oh yeah. Vitalik's mom, that's nice. What?
That's so fucking random. What the fuck?
Natalia Ameline, the mother of Ethereum co-creator Vitalik Buterin.
What the fuck? How do I not know this? Like, oh my god.
What? Okay, this is okay. So, I'm now reading a CoinDesk article on it because this is too much for me.
Dude, I'm literally picturing like I pictured Vitalik's mom like giving him fucking ice cream while he was like in his basement like coding or something. That's what I fucking pictured his mom.
She's out here rolling up like fucking scaling solutions herself, man. So this is wild. So she's the founder of Crypto Chicks, an educational nonprofit dedicated to supporting women, and a leader of Metis, a startup that's building a promising, scalable layer 2 companion system for Ethereum that's run as a DAO. So listen, I think that's made me infinitely more bullish because Vitalik's not going to let his mum's coin go down at all.
Nah, not at all. Not while the chart's going up. That's for
There'll
sure.
be a very strong buy wall from Vitalik's wallet. Just don't worry, mum. Don't worry, mum. It's okay.
The Ethereum Foundation sells their coins to buy Metis.
Metis. Oh, so yeah. Well, now we know. I might buy some more Metis.
Yeah,
that's insane. It went from like $10 to like $120.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's its market cap?
620 mil.
Oh yeah, fuck.
And that's why I'm kind of like, it's still so small relative to the other ones that I'm like, just let it even remotely catch up, and we're sweet.
Literal 10x since October. That's insane.
Yeah,
we all bought the wrong stuff again. Again. Maybe just me, but
and I love that it's just not on the timeline either.
Yeah,
not once.
That's also very bullish.
No, Ansem was tweeting about it. Like,
was he? But he always tweets about good shit.
It's so hard to follow.
For fuck's sake.
Ansem posts 4,000 tweets an hour, so it's kind of like
he's just like on Twitter 24/7. Like, I've never seen someone as active as Ansem in my life.
I love when the football's on and then like you get a tweet. He's like, "I'm so stressed right now," and I'm like, "Fuck!" And I go to check charts and I'm like, "What's he on about?" And then I'm like, go to his timeline. I'm like, "Oh, the football's on." Oh shit house.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it. Wait, doesn't he have like a kid?
Yeah, he's got 2, I think.
How does that even? How does he do all these things,
dude? Like. He
was out with like Chiefing Czar, and he had like a 6-day bender or something.
Yeah. And he,
I was like, what the fuck?
He wakes up like regularly, like 4 a.m. in the morning, and then like I've watched his streams,
dude.
And then like he picks up his kid and like deals with his kid, and like sits on the computer like playing house music.
I could never. I get so miserable if I don't get enough sleep.
The man's got like the peak bull market behavior though, like 2 hours of sleep,
yeah,
tweets. Terminally
100%.
online. Loves it.
I don't know how you can run that software. Like I've done little stints of that, and I'm like, nah. I actually feel more tired from sitting at a computer for extended periods of time than I do going for like a long run or like hitting or something. I feel more
so
fried.
lethargic. Yeah.
Oh.
I know Blur.eth, who was on the Crypto Markets Wizard podcast, literally said like during DeFi summer he spent like 15 hours a day just like at the desk, and he said like if he'd go for a meal for like an hour, he'd have to spend like 2 hours catching up on like the contracts, and all the contracts are being deployed and everything. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Insane.
Yeah, okay, that's nuts.
Yeah,
hectic.
And he's like a giga whale, but yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so for Ethereum, like next big catalyst is Eth ETF, which in my eyes is just kind of like a done deal at this point.
Yeah, it is.
Am I wrong? Like,
no, you're not. I think he's. If Larry's talking about it on,
if Larry's talking
media,
about it, like I think
it's going to get approved. Yeah, it'd be quite strange. And also, there's a futures already, isn't there?
Yeah, so I think that's the only thing in its favor, because like the ruling's the same, right? Because like the justification. If
they got a futures, they'll just it'll be the same. Those 2 fucking Democrats will vote no, and then the other 2 dudes will vote yes, and then Gary will vote yes.
The only thing I can see negative in that respect is just simply that like someone could challenge it with the securities thing because of like the Ethereum Foundation and like because of all of that.
That's true.
So it might be a battle.
Like Gary's, but then I'll also add that Gary's never actually. He's been asked multiple times if it's a security, and he's just like never said it is. He hasn't said it's not, but like
he never said it is
to
either.
Like acknowledge it. Yeah, but like it's I mean it's a bit weird. Ethereum's in the most like in such a weird situation, honestly.
Yeah. But how do you guys feel about the fact that Gary was the deciding vote on the ETF? Like he voted yes for the ETF, like out of the 6 people. Is Gary an inside job?
I reckon he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Like I don't know anything about this, but I like his earlier talks that you can like look up on YouTube where he was like pro the idea of cryptography and all that sort of jazz, and now he's like the head of the SEC.
I think he just does it because it's his job. Like,
yeah, but I think also like there's probably a part of him that thinks that like Bitcoin's like $1 trillion, man. Like it's probably like, oh, okay, well, you know, what's the worst that can happen? Like we'll just let people ape this stuff and sort it out later, maybe. I don't know. Like I think I don't know. It's really easy to like throw shit at him and just be like, oh, you're doing like a terrible job. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But I don't know. Maybe like the whole infrastructure that he came into was like just cooked, and he's just trying to make do with what he has.
To be fair, it is pretty hard to. I mean, he's done a few wrong things. Like he's done a few bad things with like Coinbase, trying to get clarity on regulation and stuff. But there is a lot to unpack with crypto because it's just such a like. There's just so much going on. Like. There's like you got your Bitcoin, which was like obviously they've categorized it as a commodity, but then you've got like he's saying all of them are securities, but it's like he's told them all to come forth and comply, but like no one's complying, so he's just letting them go. So I don't know, it's been a weird spot.
It is weird.
It's good that it's being delayed though. Like everything's just like all this regulation shit's being delayed, like all the being classified as securities being delayed. So our bags can just pump in the meantime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what the main thing that people have against Gary is, and you see this from like Paul Gruhl from Coinbase, is essentially that it's just been regulation by enforcement. So it's just kind of like launching lawsuits against companies for acting in an unregulated way, and then the companies are like, dude, just like, please.
Tell us what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Like, give us the like, policy. Yeah, and we'll follow the rules. Like, give us the rules, and then we'll try and act in them, and then you can sue us. But up until that point, we just like some fucking rules. And I think that's a very fair thing to say, because I feel like it does get spun up in mainstream media of like, the crypto people are just being unregulated degenerates. And it's like, yes, but also they have been asking for rules, like often and loudly. So I think that's the one thing with Gary that I'm like, he's had opportunity to put forward more of a framework and more of a substantive position on it, but just never really has.
I genuinely think he's just like scared of like if you put like such a massive rule in place, what would happen? Or like I don't know. It's just weird.
But they don't actually make any rules though, right? Like that's the thing. Like it's
no, they don't.
They can only apply the existing framework, but I guess they won't because of the lack of sort of legislation around it. I guess
that's the thing. I'm sort of
Yeah. Well, that's the thing you've got with Gensler. Like what he could have done that would be more just like generally better would be to have like made recommendations to Congress and been like, hey, this is how we view them. This is what we think they are. But it's kind of just, he only really says what things are in lawsuits. Not his agency. And so far, so there's 68 tokens that they've classified as securities. And that's not Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's essentially
it's like all the top 50, yeah,
outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's the prerogative of the SEC at the moment. It's just like, we'll say it's a security.
I still think he's a maxi that's like, low key trying to pretend that he's harsh, and then like wanted to get Bitcoin to win, so everything else is a security. So
that's with like a lot of people. It's just so funny seeing the maxis like rejoice about like pre-ETF. They're like, oh well, it's a commodity, so it's the only ETF that's going to get approved. But like this, they're like basically allowing BlackRock to come into the ecosystem. It's like, well, weren't you supposed to be like fucking
anti-government
cypherpunks? Like, what the fuck? It's just so funny. The laser eyes are like siding with the suits, and it's just like, all right, bro.
Yeah, it is pretty wild.
Vanguard not offering it?
That was interesting.
Yeah, I think that was more so because the like one of the old founder or the old CEO or something was very. He called Bitcoin poison. So, and he was like the dude who sort of brought Vanguard up over the years. So I think, and I mean, they've generally been very not conservative, but like they follow regulation. And this was another thing. One of the dudes who works in derivatives in my friend tech group was saying. He was saying that like everyone's just expecting like all these funds and companies and shit just to like embrace it. Like the ETF just got approved like a few days ago. Like it's gonna take ages. Like funds aren't just gonna be like, all right, it's approved, let's do it. Like let's just buy it. Or let's just, offer it to our clients. It takes time. All this shit takes time. Like the gold ETF came. Well, what did it pump instantly? No. Like,
yeah, they don't have itchy trigger fingers like we do.
Yeah, they're not fucking mentally ill like us. So
And
you
like,
got to remember that TradFi thinks in 10% yearly gains. Like it's a good thing.
So they're probably structuring. They're like, all right, we can offer 0.5% allocation to Bitcoin to our boomers. But got to make a framework for it. It's like, fuck me.
Well, think about it like this, like in our world with our super funds and that, right? Like, can you imagine like how long it would take for our mainstream super funds to suddenly start offering it as a product? Like they're going to go through all of their stuff and go, is this something that we want to offer to people? We've now got a vehicle that we can like, use that doesn't involve actually buying and holding spot. Like we can go through this vehicle. Like I'm Googling every day on my super fund to see if they're going to announce it, or looking for a super fund that's going to do it. So then I don't have to have a self-managed super fund in order to get some sort of allocation into it. Because like you said, Sticks, like getting a 1 to 5% allocation on your super with something that's like a perma DCA would be pretty cool to be able to do with Bitcoin. But like none of those funds are going to suddenly start offering it. They're going to go through their process, figure out how they're going to offer the product, and then how they're going to make money off of it.
How risky it is. They're going to do all these things, and these things will take time. So everyone's just like so. They have such a like small time horizon. It's so annoying to me. Like everyone's got fucking the dopamine highs. It needs to pump the fucking 300k in the next 2 months. I'm just like, just take a chill pill, like just sit in spot, and that's how everyone just blows themselves up. They just get fucking high on the pumps and they'll leverage up and
24-hour.
I don't know, Sticks. If you met Tom, he seemed to have bottom ticked the whiff candle. It's sitting in
Tom,
some good profits
please teach me.
Dude, listen, guys, Zen and the art of stink bids. Let's do it.
Whose advice did you take, though? Let's be honest. When Wonel was like, listen, man, don't do it. And I said to you, it's go time.
Listen, this goes down as a Sticks win. A Swiss win on this one. sorry, Wonel.
It's all right. It's all right.
You would not be amused, Tom.
In a week when my Bybit says negative 3,000, I'll be like, why? Why did I listen?
I've done that way too many times.
With the ETF gold shit, I did do like a little bit of like background on this. I came across an interesting thing from the VanEck advisor, Gabor Gerbax. He had
they have a good intern.
An interesting, fantastic intern. But he had like a good, nice mid-curve thesis that I was like, I like the sound of this. But it was essentially like, you've got your gold ETF, November 18, 2004, it launches. It did a pretty good day one, but it didn't do much, immediately after. But 8 years following, price of gold goes up $400 to $1,800. And so it's like the entire market cap of gold grew from 2 trillion to 10 trillion within 8 years. So there's going to
be a perpetual DCAing of Bitcoin in the coming years. I just don't know when, but like maybe it's later this year or early next year, but like the suits will start DCAing. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. I think what I am starting to appreciate now is like one of the things that like got me into crypto in the first place was the GameStop saga, because of the whole Robin Hood thing. And I learned...
I need to watch that movie, actually.
Yeah, same. I haven't watched it. But it was around the T+2 redemptions and settlement. Not redemption, settlement. So when like you buy a stock, you don't actually have the stock technically until like 2 days later. And what the like exchanges do is like they say that you've got it, but like they actually have to go through this like settlement process before and all of that.
I've experienced
and there's like so many middlemen like involved in it all, whereas like most of this infrastructure, if you ignore the token prices and stuff, like ETH's a really good settlement layer. And so if you're a big fund manager like BlackRock and you're spending, gajillions on fees to these, settlement like clearing agencies, then, you can cut them out of the whole process and basically just settle on this like decentralized chain. Well, whether or not they're really looking for a decentralized chain or just like some sort of centralized version of a blockchain, who knows? BlackRock subnet on AVAX, but
Algorand. It's gonna be fucking Algorand, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
They got the. This is what amazes me. They got the FIFA World Cup rights to do. Fucked if I know what even they did with it. They put like video clips on the chain and then sold it for. I don't even know. I was just like, how did Algorand get this? Like, what was the thought process behind this global organization to think, you know what I should launch on? Algorand. Fedcoin.
It is a weird one. Like Algorand was so like that's what Gensler was talking about back in like 2018. He was an algo maxi.
That was so fucked.
Can you imagine that they skip the Eth ETF and they just go straight to Algorand? It's just like, yeah, we've run the numbers and we're going to do an ETF for this one. Thanks. Cheers. See ya. Bye.
I like it. Yeah.
Oh,
no, in all seriousness, I think fucking what's his name, spot on, Larry, about the whole tokenization thing. Like it just cuts out so much. I mean, it'll take years if his thesis is right. It'll take years of infrastructure to build these ledger based ecosystems in.
We got a long chain think.
Yeah, but this makes so much sense. It's like it's so true in terms of like how much more transparent it is in comparison to what TradFi is right now. Like you can see everything.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I do think about that with
like,
public blockchains.
Oh, like people like got Bitcoins used for this. Like, dude, you can see.
Yeah, you can literally see it. I do think that with the one thing that I am concerned about with like RWA tokenization in the long term is to do with KYC and AML on public blockchains. Because I feel like a corporation or like, any sort of enterprise is not going to tokenize their assets on public blockchain. Like it just doesn't.
What about GCR's prediction about how they will KYC your addresses? If you've got like one linking it to like say an exchange or like a TradFi, like going into TradFi with an address and they'll KYC it. Like say you've got your address and it's just like this belongs to John Smith.
I think if you could make that and enforce that protocol wide, if you're going to interact with like whatever fucking corporate entities are on that chain. But wouldn't having their
it wouldn't work on a public. No, it wouldn't work on like
having their own gated like enterprise blockchain make more sense? Like literally BlackRock, we're going to tokenize these assets and we're going to put it on BlackRock chain.
That would make a lot of sense, and then they can KYC that way. So
that
would make a lot of sense. It'd be weird though. Like I mean, it'd be. Yeah,
kind of defeats the purpose though, I think, to a degree. I think like this is where like technology, like zero knowledge proofs and stuff like helps out in the future. Like it's just not quite there yet, but like
that's what I mean. It's going to take years, but
yeah. But I think what like it's kind of like early internet days where there was like internet and intranets and like there was this whole like thing where like everyone wanted their own private internet and then like you communicate between them and then eventually like the open one, the internet one. So I think like we'll go through this phase where like everyone wants their own blockchain and then people realize, why the fuck do I want my own blockchain? And then we'll eventually settle on some sort of like powerhouse like Solana, or we'll go something modular like ETH or Dime or whatever the fuck ends up winning. But
modular money.
Modular.
No, 100%. I do think that's really, really interesting. I'm curious as to whether like the internet analogy like holds up in this sense, because it's not necessarily like the immediate transfer of information, because it's essentially
just it's the financial internet. I think that's probably the way I look at it.
I mean, the internet has more utility in that sense. But if we're talking, financial internet as an example,
yeah. And then I think like things like I had a bit of a thesis for a while, but like things like social profiles. So like you know how annoying it is. Like if you've set up everything, like think about what's it called, Facebook Messenger. How many people don't use Facebook but have Facebook for Messenger, right?
Yeah.
But then if someone wants to go and talk to you on WhatsApp or Telegram or something else, you've got to start another app and you've got to do all this other shit all over again. Whereas if you had like a chain that like agnostically didn't care about what platform you on, but all of your details were like through this one thing, and then like you signed in with Ethereum or signed in with whatever, like some places are starting to allow you to do, like that would be cool. And then like all of that profile information and friend connections and everything transport between the apps, and but like you own the data holistically.
I think DeSo is building that out actually. From the research that I did, I think they're looking to make it so that you're not having to, like, you own your own following and you can take them wherever you go to all of these other like apps that they have on their blockchain. And so I think it solves that issue, but I don't know how it would get all of the users to come and just use their blockchain in comparison of what we all normally do, which is just using Messenger and Twitter and all that sort of stuff. But they are trying to tackle that problem, which is kind of cool.
I think a lot of those things end up sort of capitulating on the fact that they're doing it on their own chain, and then end up doing it on a ETH or Solana or something of sorts in the future. I think that's probably like the inevitability. But even this platform that we're on now, Sunko, they were pretty cool with the fact that if you had a friend tech key of Brotato Capital, for example, then it was equivalent to you having a Sunko pass. So you didn't need to buy the pass on Sunko if you had their friend tech key. So I think you see a bit more of that, and I think that gets me a little bit excited for like what this tech can actually do, but I still think we're years out from it.
Yeah, it's just not normally friendly at this point.
Yeah. Because I saw the thing with like Dorsey's
new make a good UI, like a really good UI
with Blue Sky, and like social media is something that I'm like heavily critical of, not just in terms of like just it being kind of shitty for people to use all the time, but also because of just data theft en masse essentially, and then using that to nudge people's attention to do things that they wouldn't normally do over time. And I remember looking at Blue Sky and thinking like, oh, cool. Like you've actually got a system where you can really control the amount of data that you give away. But again, like it was just so shitty to use that like here I back on everything else. I mean, I feel like Twitter isn't too bad for that. Like the main culprits in my eyes are Facebook and Instagram. But I mean, fuck, dude, I haven't used Facebook in I don't know how long. Like it's literally for Messenger. Occasionally I'll open Facebook and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? And then I'll close it again. But I really, it would be nice to see how do you see like an actual DeSo network popping up? Because at the moment they're all like, hey, join my chain, buy our tokens, do our shit. And it's like, how the fuck are you going to onboard normies by asking them to buy tokens to use a social network? That's insane.
Yeah. I mean,
I
don't know, because at the end of the day, like what is the next iteration of social media? Because everyone seems to like not want to be online because they know how shitty it is with their data.
They all are
get fed stuff, and then at the same time, it's like you can't be offline because then you just miss out and like you can't connect with people. And so, don't know what the solution looks like.
I mean, I'd never bet against people like moving offline. I just think that people want to be online and not feel shit about it and not know that it's bad for them. Like there's nothing wrong with being on the internet. Like it's okay.
I actually think it's going to get a lot worse. When I say worse, to me, it's going to be better. But I'm like counter like most people's thinking. But I think Apple Vision Pro, which is coming out soon, is going to be like the turning point. And I think we're going to see a lot more people living in the virtual world. And like literally being like on their headset all the time, because once you get that UI, like being like really good and like enjoyable to be in, then like we already see it now, like with people like basically living on their phone taking videos 24/7 to put on like TikTok.
Think about it, like people when they cross the road, like they don't even look if there's cars coming, they're just looking at their phone.
Yeah, so like if I can like enjoy my hentai on 8K on my fucking thing, like I'm never leaving my fucking room. You know.
Think about speaking of the explicit topic, have you guys been keeping up to date with DJ Spartan's likes?
Every day.
No.
I saw Icebergy post like, so much alpha in DGen's likes. And I was like, cool. I'm going to go find some alpha. And I was like, okay. This is an alpha.
Oh, it's just hentai. Is that it?
Brilliant.
Literally just like if you just scroll, it's just all hentai.
Yeah, it's
my
brilliant.
poor eyes.
Saving for later. Watch the bookmarks suddenly go up and count as Swiss scrolls through.
Yeah, no. So no, it is something. Yeah, like decentralized social networks. I really like the idea of. But I do just think that I'm like token gating them is just fucked. Like no one's ever going to do it.
No, I think what will end up happening is that like people won't even realize that that's the back end. They'll just get to enjoy the benefits of it. Like that's when you start seeing it actually make sense.
Well, if you think about it, it's like the most addictive thing wins. And so it's like the thing with the least friction, the thing with the least steps, you just go on it and fun shit happens.
Yeah. And Normies aren't gonna fucking do shit with lots of steps. Like they'll get their VR headset if it's as like user friendly as all Apple devices, like they're just gonna fucking use it. Like,
for sure.
I'm probably yet to see how like I've heard the thoughts and like theories around how everyone will just like live on their headsets and things like that in the future. I think you'll get like cohorts of people, but I think like the slice of pie or like the amount of people that do that will not be as large as what we probably think.
Probably not our generation, not our generation, but I think future. Like I'm thinking more later down the line.
Yeah, so do I.
I don't know. I mean, like I think we forget sometimes. This is probably just me, but like that there's like real jobs out there that like need human attention for, like farming and shit like that. Like I don't know. But
think about this, right? I set up a tractor, right? That someone can sit at home and drive the tractor in because they are fully immersed in it, right? So I don't actually have to be out in the field, but I could sit at my desk at home, drive this tractor, but I've got the full view as if I was in the fucking tractor.
I agree with Wonel, as in like the boomers when they all die, and like when we're older, I think it'll be a lot different because you'll have this generation of like only knowing like my parents, like they only knew outside, like doing shit without a phone, whereas I like do everything with my phone. Then the next progressive gen, when I'm like 50, it might be a lot different. They won't even. But yeah, I can see your point of view, Swiss. Like I've noticed a trend where a lot of people are like lifestyle maxing right now, where they're just like eating clean, like running and shit like that. A lot of people I know, but then there's the group of people that are just like complete degenerates that like don't leave their room.
I think it's a fake. I think when people are doing that, it's a fake out to the downside before we resume up only to the digital world.
Could be a dead cat.
Oh no, one else just says all my grass touching is a fake out to the downside. Don't worry, guys.
It's also like cool to be contrarian, and then it's like lame to go follow the crowd. And so I think like for me, I don't think wearing a headset's going to be like the coolest thing, but you may get people that want to be doing that. I just don't think you'll see
if it's addictive, people will do it. If it's not addictive, people won't do it.
But it depends what you mean by addictive. Like, what do you think it provides that's
social interaction
right now?
Social interaction. If you go to VR chat and like it's a little bit like clunky now, but once they start making that a lot better, like if you can talk to people from anywhere in the world, you can hang out with your friends that might live in a different country, you can go go to like live shows and stuff. Like I've seen some pretty sick stuff, like where there's like DJ sets and like you're this avatar, but like you get so immersed into it that like you forget that like you're in the real world.
And then like that could be cool. Yeah,
you pop a pinger and like you're sitting in your chair and you're like dancing away and like you're in this like huge rave, but you're not actually in the rave.
Have you guys seen the Black Mirror episode? What's it called?
The one where it's like VR and they go to like that fucking resort thing.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's like a California reference.
Yeah, San Junipero.
San Junipero, yeah.
Yeah, have you seen that one? Yeah. That'd be so fucked, like, if it's like, I mean, that's like next level immersive, but like.
My girlfriend just finished her like thesis on like essentially arguing against the use of integrated VR long term.
Oh, really?
And I copy edited
She would
that
hate
shit.
me.
So I'm across the
She'd hate Wonel,
bro. We'll get her on the pod and we'll have a very long 3-hour argument.
Oh yeah, she'd probably it's really interesting easily
because there's a lot of like philosophers now. So like David Chalmers is like one of the big dogs in terms of philosophy of mind. He's actually Australian. But he did all this work and he's done this whole bunch of shit on the theory of consciousness. But his main shtick in a new book called Reality Plus was essentially saying that not only is virtual reality, like living in virtual reality, going to happen, but it's also a good idea.
Wow.
And there was a lot of interesting shit there that I fundamentally was like, nah, disagree. But I'm just a humble journalist. What do I know? I did think that it's just like there's so many things that come with it that I'm like, maybe it's like a naturalistic take on my behalf. And I'm like, no, return kind of thing where I'm like, I idealize the idea of like living in a field somewhere quietly, probably with less technology, the better, to be honest. But
I'm addicted.
There's just a lot of stuff around the kinds of stuff that living in VR would fuck with as a human that you can't really run away from or fix with technology. It's like you're a human being, you're a biological creature. No matter how good it gets, you still have a body. And unless you could literally upload your brain to the cloud and live in it virtually outside of your body, you still have one and you're going to have to come back to it.
But it'd be interesting if they do like the whole, like they do the
Neuralink
split where they're like 8 hours. Like 8 hours, in VR or whatever. And then they like, go out for a run after work or something in the real. It'll just be interesting to see how
people react. Yeah,
to it. Like if they're like going to be in it forever, or if they're going to actually acknowledge that it's just like a virtual world. They're enjoying it, but they're also doing, they're exercising afterwards. Or
interesting is like a bifurcation of parties where you have one crew that's like, fuck yeah, we're full digital, and the other ones that are like, nah, we're D-cells. I'm going to go throw sticks at shit, essentially.
I also think that the VR has the capacity to be very addictive in the sense that people use it as a coping mechanism with the things that they don't want to face in real life, which is what people do now when it comes to
TikTok.
Like
TikTok and Instagram. No, dude, it's TikTok and Instagram. Everyone's on that shit looking at a life that's someone else's and like watching the most basic shit. And then like
they literally watch day in the lives of people.
Like
other people
naked chicks. It's just
terrible, it's terrible. Yeah.
Dude, they watch basic fucking people's day in the lives, like just basic people.
Yeah, that always stuns me. But it's like day in the life
soundtrack in the back, like
Jessica in the UK. It's like
day in the life for me, wage cucking. It's like so basic.
Did you see the chick that like posted about her Discord like feedback thing like back in like the peak cycle, and then now she like posted her Discord layoff, like she got laid off like
I saw the layoff thing. That was hilarious.
It was like holy shit.
But like when people are doing this, they're like live streaming their fucking.
I have a weird schizo theory on like where all this is going, and like I think it's like the next. Well, yeah, but I think it's the next. This is all of humanity's like progression to our next stage of evolution, which is being a silicon life form, and we're just experimenting with all these technologies and AI and all of that to eventually.
Well, think about it like
live forever.
Musk actually said it. It's like late civilization syndrome where like we've gotten everything that you need to live. It's like now we're just experimenting with shit that isn't essential, but it's just like
Well, how do we live longer without medicine can only take us so far, but being a fucking digital fucking
you need to merge.
Yeah, you need to merge. The merge in 2040 is humanity merging with their silicon life forms.
Yeah. And it does make me think of a good Taleb quote, which is that comfort is the disease of civilization, and I really like that one. And not in like a Goggins sense, like fuck yeah, got to go out and just experience shitty things all the time. But just in the sense that it's like things get better, everyone gets more complacent, and it's just kind of like
it's like it's like the crypto markets. If the market goes sideways for long enough, eventually there's going to be like a nuke. Yeah, people get complacent.
Yeah.
The other question, Wonel, is like, because I think Tom brought up that point before as well. It's like if you get everything you want through VR, like where do you encounter like friction points for you to actually grow within that space? You know what I mean? Like it's like it becomes like
I feel like they just change
stream of good reward. Yeah,
I feel like they just change. So like I don't know if you saw the news the other day, but there was like some girl that filed a police report because she got raped in VR.
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
Whoa.
Yeah, so she wasn't physically raped, but like there was two guys that like came into the virtual bedroom and raped her in VR. Like, come on, just take the headset off. But yeah, like it literally filed a police complaint.
What do you do with that? Because it's like if people are living in VR, that's a psychologically traumatic event.
Yeah.
And like how do you treat that?
It's fucked up. It's actually fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what ended up happening to it, but like
the case report.
That just vaporizes the mind of anyone over the age of 50. It'd be like, nah, that's it. We're done. Cool.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up.
We're out.
It just reminds me of that Tyler the Creator tweet where it was like, "What the hell is online bullying or something? So just log off or something."
Yeah.
Did any of you see the new? I just spoke about this before, but the new Black Mirror season. There was an episode with like something like that happened. It was like in space with the dude from Breaking Bad.
Oh, was that the one where like they took over the bodies and then like they slept with each other?
The dude died, but like he didn't actually die. Like it was just fucking his fake body. Yeah, so fucking weird.
Well, that's the other thing.
Like, is it murder or not?
You have real. I forgot what the term for it is, but it's like embodiment, like break essentially, because it's like if you spend enough time in VR, you start identifying with your avatar, like you start feeling like you are it.
I have a bear in real life already.
Exactly, Sticks. So yeah, it does raise a bunch of questions. Anyway, this got way off crypto.
Yeah, I know. People are gonna be like, I thought this was the Brotato capital.
Brotato smoked down and talk about VR for an hour.
Yeah,
I think it's related, right? I think it's related because like it all connects. It all connects.
When token, really.
When token, As long as they release a token for all these things.
Apple Vision token, can we pump it?
It's called RNDR. RNDR. That's the token.
RNDR.
Yeah.
True.
Seriously.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Forgot about Render. That's a
Render,
token that does something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does, but it definitely does something.
I think it's got something going for it. It's up.
Yeah.
Right.
$3.80. Jeez, it does a lot right now.
It's doing bits.
And Apple Vision Pro is only like 1.3 ETH. It's 1 hour and 40. We've done well.
Oh yeah. We've done well, boys. We've actually done well.
Done well. All right.
Guys, it's bedtime for an old grandpa like myself.
Yeah.
It's dinner for me.
I've got to jump on a jet tomorrow.
Oh, shower.
Well, that was an interesting podcast. I think I'm honestly mind blown that Vitalik's mum has a.
I did not know that. That was so
That's insane. That's insane.
How did his mum? I'm not even going to question it.
All right. No, thanks everyone. That was good. Appreciate everyone for coming through.
Thanks, potatoes.
Cheers, mate. Finance. It's good to have you.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks for tuning in.
Baselick as well for giving some good comments and dropping some alpha in the chat.
Cheers, pasta.
Agreed.
Thanks for the glizzies or the whatever the
$100,000 glizzy.
Cheers, guys.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. Bye, bro. Potatoes.